We have reached the middle of the week. Welcome to June 12th, 2024. Flag Day is coming up this Friday.
Of days, that's right.
Yeah, so keep that in mind. We talked last week with Andy Tomlinson about a Flag Day event that he has coming up. It'll take place from noon until 2 here in Chillicothe. And he's got a new office that it's not been opened yet. I mean, they've got an office currently in Washington Courthouse, but they've got a new place they'll be moving to, and that's where they'll have that Flag Day event from 4 until 6. There's free food involved and flags. So if you want to bring a flag and exchange that, they'll give you a new flag to replace the flag you want to retire. So just a thought for you this Friday on Flag Day. If you want to see more about that interview, just go to our website, littermedia.com. You can go to our YouTube channel and get more details. Let's take a look at what the weather's doing for today. It's nice and comfortable, but this might be the last of the comfortable days.
Yeah, we're talking about sunny and pleasant for today with a high of 80, clear tonight with a low of 57. But then things start warming up just a tad. There's a slight chance of a pop-up shower on Friday. I believe that's afternoon. Highs in the mid-80s through Saturday and in the low 90s on Sunday and Monday.
We better start hydrating for the Kenworth Truck Parade this weekend. And if you're going to the Columbus Air Show, there's a lot of, you're not going to have a lot of shade at the air show.
Right.
So keep that in mind if you're heading up to Lockbourne for that. In fact, I'll be going up to Lockbourne later today. Don't know that I'll go to the air base because the event is supposed to take place, I believe, at the mayor's office. So we'll see how that goes.
Correct.
I haven't been to the mayor's office in Lockbourne and, gosh, never.
We had that on the story yesterday when you were gone.
Probably so.
Well, it wasn't called the Heritage Center. It was Heritage something.
Yeah, yeah.
But maybe that's the mayor's office.
I think it's on Vaughn Street or something like that. So I need to. There's like 3
Look
streets.
at lettermedia.com, man, and you'll find
there's like
out where
3
you're supposed to
streets in Lockbourne, and it's got to be one of them. So we'll come across it. All right, coming up here shortly, we'll take a look at news, things that are in the news, sports. We've got a couple of big stories here locally we'll share with you, and also, of course, this date in history. All coming up. But first, let's tell you about Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor. If you got an issue with the heating, the cooling, or plumbing in your home, contact these folks. Click on this ad anywhere you see it on our website, littermedia.com. It takes you right to accuratehvac.com for all the details.
Dixie Chopper. Speed when you need it.
Visit your local Dixie Chopper dealer today or visit dixiechopper.com.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
Haynes Total Healthcare Center celebrating 50 years of serving the chiropractic, physical therapy, and nutritional needs of our community. Click on this ad anywhere you see it at littermedia.com, and it takes you right to their website to learn more about the services of Haynes Total Healthcare Center. That is hayneshealth.com. We were just talking off the air about, and now here's the news.
Bullwinkle and Rocky the squirrel. Was that
Rocky the squirrel.
Yeah.
What was her name? June.
You talking about the real?
Yeah, the real voice for.
I don't know that answer.
Well, we'll Google it while we're doing the news.
Can't get by Rocky's high voice. Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at what's happening with news. Of course, you can go to our website, littermedia.com, to see some of the stories we're talking about today, but we have a lot that we share on social media that does not reach our website. So where are we starting here this morning?
Well, the Reverend Moses Edwards Jr. of First Baptist Church in Chillicothe was with us on a special edition of Litter Media Live yesterday, where he is talking about the congregation's 200th anniversary that they're going to be celebrating July 12th through the 24th. It's a 2-week period.
On July 13th, 1824, in a house owned by David Nickens. A lot of people are familiar with the David Nickens Heritage Center here in Chillicothe, Ohio. Well, it was named so because David Nickens is the first pastor of First Baptist Church. So in a home with about 6 individuals, a majority of those his family members, they got together and they realized that there were no Baptist churches here in Chillicothe, Ohio, specifically for African Americans. And so what they did was they got together and they formed First Baptist Church. They had one of the white Baptist pastors come in and read them the Articles of Faith, read them the Baptist Covenant, and from there they formed First Baptist Church. They had service at the Quinn Chapel AME Church in their basement for a while until they moved into their facility that we're currently in about 1867.
It's remarkable to think, and he mentions this in the interview, that he is only the 32nd pastor to serve there in over 200 years. So he's got to stay a while to keep up his end of the deal.
That's it.
He said he's already asking for the retirement plan.
Yeah, you're here for the next 25 years at least. Pickaway County Fair opens up this Saturday, and earlier this week I caught up with Christy Pence at the Pickaway Agriculture and Events Center. The message is clear. First and foremost, Fair time is about the kids and their 4-H projects, as well as building relationships.
What's really special about it, though, for me, is seeing those light bulb moments, the pride that the kids have. They've worked on these projects for months, some of them a couple of years, and they step in that show ring and everything comes together. And it's fun and it's rewarding to see them being rewarded for their hard work and see that excitement and that glimmer in their eye. And you can ask most kids who are part of 4-H and FFA and a part of any fair, and they're always going to say the memories they made at fair were lifelong memories, and the friends they made are lifelong friends.
Events begin this Saturday with the pie auction and King and Queen contest. That'll all take place Sunday evening. Paid admission begins Monday, and there you see some of the what it looked like when they opened it, and that was the first fair that they had there back in 2019, I believe it was.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful facility.
Yes.
First several months for the Ross County Community Resource Center has been quite busy. The parent organization, of course, is the Ross County Community Action Commission. And they have recently launched the Sponsor a Cot fundraising campaign, which seeks to raise $360,000 per year in order to maintain their current capacity. Dan was messaging with Executive Director Julie Boland earlier in the week, and Julie says that just the other night, they had 80 adults and children staying at the center that one evening. I believe it was Monday night. But up to this point, they've served 378 individuals, including 43 children.
And she and Steve Neal will be in to talk about that. I believe it's Monday.
Was there a QR code on that? I was blocked out by the camera.
Yes, there is.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just hone in on that to get more information about how you can participate.
When we get our new big screen, Mike.
Yeah, no more ducking.
You'll be able to see that. Absolutely. The Ross County Christian Academy now is an official autism scholarship provider. The Autism Scholarship Program gives the parents of children with autism who qualify for a scholarship the flexibility to send their child to a special education program other than the one operated by the school district of residence to receive their education. Ross County Christian Academy K-5 Autism Classroom will provide individualized education services for students with autism, and students in this classroom will have access to the general education classrooms and will receive the majority of their education with non-disabled peers. K-5 students must qualify for the Autism Scholarship Program IEP, AEP, and ETR must be current, complete the screening process, and meet all the requirements for enrollment at Ross County Christian Academy. And this is on our Twitter page?
Facebook.
Facebook. All right, so you want to check that out on the Ross County Christian Academy's Facebook page for more details.
Ohio Governor Mike DeWine has announced the appointment of Rebecca Bennett to the Scioto County Court of Common Pleas, Probate and Juvenile Division. Bennett of Portsmouth will assume office this July 22nd and will be taking the seat formerly held by Judge Alan Lemons, who is retired. She'll serve the remainder of the unfinished term and will need to run for election this November in order to retain that seat.
Downtown Circleville, the Gateway dedication at Court and Main Street will take place on June 18th at 6 p.m. The rain date, if needed, is July 2nd, which also happens to be the night that they'll crown Miss 4th of July up in Asheville, the rivaling neighbors in that respect. But the Gateway dedication, is this the new designs and things they have downtown?
That I can't speak to that. That's all they had posted on.
I drove through there when I went to the fairgrounds earlier, and I'll have to double check again when I go up through there today.
Okay.
So
the next super load that's coming through our area is going to be the largest yet. In fact, it's the first of the largest of 900,000 pounds, according to Matt Bruning of ODOT. It'll be a much slower process with these, and as you can see in this post, they don't have the exact timing and dates yet, but make sure you keep following up with the ODOT post, and we'll do our best to share those when we see them once these super loads make their way through our area.
Yeah, it's going to be bigger, it's going to be heavier, and will most likely be slower.
Yeah.
That'd be my guess on that. And also more crews will probably be having to raise wires and cables for them to go under and all too. So, right. But if you want to see that all take place, it'll be happening most likely through our area around Sunday and Monday,
right?
From what we understand.
And that is our road report for today.
Yes. Now, sports on the way. We've got some great news, and we've got some darn news, but a reason for a prayer list. Details all coming up right after this. Scioto Valley Dumpsters, 740-253-8389. Saw one of these sitting in someone's driveway earlier today. It's an orange dumpster.
Did you ever have a duster?
My brother drove an orange duster. I drove a Basin Street blue duster. Mm-hmm. But these dumpsters from Scioto Valley Dumpsters are available for you. 740-253-8389.
Kingston National Bank was founded in 1909 by local businessmen. The concept of a local bank supporting our community's financial needs with local decisions made sense. This is Phil Evans, President and CEO of Kingston National Bank. I invite you to make KNB your bank. We continue to make local decisions that benefit our communities. Experience innovative products and excellent customer service. When you need us most, you can count on KNB. Our community, your bank. Kingston National Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
As a basketball coach and a dad, I need to be able to keep up.
Mark came to the Adina Orthopedic and Spine Institute in severe arm pain from a degenerative disc.
I was so confident in Dr. Fleming. He explained everything.
Together, they decided on minimally invasive spinal surgery to relieve Mark's pain and get him back to what matters most. At Adina, we do what we love, so you can too.
Time for sports, and we mentioned a prayer list just a moment ago. Put this guy on your prayer list. Mark DePugh. He has been longtime wrestling coach at Huntington High School. He started the program. He has built the biddy ball. We say biddy ball, but it's the younger wrestlers going up through the great range. he is battling not only heart issues, but also prostate cancer. And the prostate cancer is something most recently that popped up. And so he is stepping down as the head coach of the Huntington Huntsman program. I have known Mark for a long, long time. You cannot ask for a better guy. God has blessed us with a true gym in our area, and we wish him well in this bout. I want to thank Carla DePugh for helping me put together the story that is available. If you want to find out more details, as it says there, it's a 5-minute read. Check it out on our website, littermedia.com. But a lot of folks have been pouring out their thoughts and prayers to the DePugh family. It just won't be the same not seeing him involved with the wrestling program. But he says whoever the next head coach is going to be, I'm going to be behind him. I'll help him as much as I can and make things go through. So, again, congratulations on the success they've had with the program. But let's get this next bout taken care of. This one's off the mat, but I have a feeling he'll use the same fortitude and intensity that he's trained his kids with all over the years, because that's what Chuck Wallace would have instilled in him when he wrestled at Chillicothe High School.
Another story you'll find on littermedia.com, a new football coach, or should I say just a football coach, because they haven't had football at Rio Grande for a long, long time. Former West Virginia University standout Quincy Wilson has been named the Red Storm's head football coach. He's a 43-year-old native of Weirton, West Virginia, and he's been selected to get the program off and running. They hope to have their first season on the gridiron in the fall of 2025.
I think in the release that they sent, his dad was with the Bengals.
Yes.
And also a couple of other NFL teams as well. Welcome home and welcome back to this guy, Tim Orr with the Chillicothe Paints. He is the reigning Player of the Year, an All-Star and Prospect League champion, not once but twice. Had a chance to catch up with Tim after the Paints nailed down last year's title. It looked like he wasn't going to be back this year, but here he is. Due to injury, he steps in to take a roster spot. Some stats from last year: 50 games, a .385 batting average, 69 hits, 61 runs, 15 doubles, 3 triples, 6 home runs, 54 RBIs. And where does that rank him in the Prospect League last year? First in runs, second in hits, fourth in total, second base, that's doubles, third in triples, fifth in RBIs, third in average, sixth in on-base percentage, fifth in slugging, first in total bases. How does that guy not get Player of the Year? And he did get Player of the Year, so congratulations. Now, the Paints slugger, Alex Bemis, has been named Prospect League Hitter of the Week. He hit .370 with 3 home runs and 18 RBI. The Paints are back in action tonight at home against the Johnstown Mill Rats. Winning Wednesday. 4 fans are going to win $50 gift cards for gas at Valero. 18
RBIs in 6 games. I just wonder what his slugging percentage was. Has to be way up. Mm-hmm. Talking about some greats, Dan Drummond is one of the best, just best people, as well as a great golf coach. He's been at Scioto with some championship teams over the years. Well, now it's been announced that Dan's going to start up a golf program at Ross County Christian Academy this fall. That's for students 9 through 12.
Does this mean the honeymoon's over?
Well, yeah, Dan just got married here recently, but she probably said, honey, why don't you spend some time out there? Well, I think both of them actually play golf, so maybe she'll help.
An assistant coach?
Wouldn't that be cool? But for those students interested in playing at Ross Christian Academy and golf this fall, contact the athletic director, Roy Kelly. That email is roy.kelly@rcca. Of course, that's for academy.org.
Mm-hmm. And last night, game 1 of the Ohio Cup, Reds had a momentary lead. They were ahead 1-0, but then Quan came to the bat and put his club up 3-1, and the Reds just could not catch up. They did have the tying run at the plate at the end of the game. but they couldn't get any closer than 5-3. The loss there. Reds pitchers went through, this was a bullpen game where they threw no starters, but the bullpen went at it. Nick Lodolo gets the start for the Reds today, and I can't remember who the starter is for the Guardians.
I can't remember the kid's name that started for the Guardians last night, but every time you saw him on the mound from the center field camera,
you couldn't see him.
His legs looked like a legs.
Yeah, when he would
so
turn
thin.
sideways, you just couldn't see him.
It's like a pencil up there, but he was not very big. NBA Finals Game 3 tonight in Dallas. Boston has a 2-0 lead in that series. And a sad note just came to us before airtime today. Hall of Famer Jerry West has passed away. Jerry was an iconic figure for many, many years. In fact, all of his career with the Los Angeles Lakers, won a number of NBA championships, later moved up to the front office where they won championships with him as the general manager. And then in recent years, he was working with the Los Angeles Clippers. But from Cabin Creek, West Virginia, they called him Zeke from Cabin Creek. If you have driven down on the West Virginia Turnpike, very far, you can't help but pass his old hometown. But 86-year-old Jerry West passed away earlier today.
Tanner Beebe is going to get the start tonight for the Guardians against the Reds. And the kid that you were talking about, Tristan McKenzie, was the starting pitcher for the Guardians last night.
If there'd have been a wind blowing, it had probably blown him out of the stadium. Yeah.
Man, he could pitch, though.
Yes, he could.
He got it going. All right. Before we go to this date in history, which is our next feature here, June Foray is the name that was the voice of Rocky Flying Squirrel.
Gotcha.
So,
all righty.
Just wanted to make sure we got that squared away. Coming up, this date in history, the Litter Media Wayback Machine is dialed up to
1987.
Not too far. Details next.
Litter Media Live brought to you each day by Litter Quality Propane. Online propane monitoring and reporting. Know your home's consumption and gas remaining in the tank. Find out more at litterpropane.com.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652. Each week, Litter Media presents the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Player of the Week. If you have an athlete to nominate, any amateur athlete is eligible. Simply visit littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. At the end of the year, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Make your nominations now at littermedia.com. Click on Player of the Week. Are you looking for a beer that satisfies your thirst and love of country? Armed Forces Brewing Company brews beer for patriots. Celebrate freedom with every sip. Armed Forces Brewing Company. Freedom never tasted so good. Visit ChillicotheOhio.com for the Ross Chillicothe Convention and Visitors Bureau. This date in history.
Remember it well. 1987, in one of the most famous Cold War speeches by any president, President Ronald Reagan challenges Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev to, quote, tear down this wall, referring to the Berlin Wall right behind him, a symbol of the repressive communist era in a divided Germany. Of course, that's the Brandenburg Gate that you actually see prominently behind him, but the blue just below Nancy's head there, that's the Berlin Wall.
I remember the night where they were celebrating, they were taking sledgehammers and bursting parts of it apart. And when we talked about this several months ago about Ameriflora 92 up in Columbus, there was a wall standing there. One side had graffiti on it and the whole deal, and you get to the other side, it was as dank looking as possible.
Yeah, they'd shoot you if you tried to paint the other side of the wall.
Right, right. So it's hard to imagine that, for today's generation.
Of course, that was one of those things when it happened. I just kept sitting there watching this on television thinking I never thought I would ever see the day when this happened. But you might remember later when they were doing the celebration, because the wall actually came down under George H. Bush. But when they had the big celebration in Berlin, do you remember who the big entertainment feature was?
Probably David Hasselhoff.
I couldn't believe it. They thought this guy was a god.
He was their Elvis Presley.
Yeah, and over here it was just, oh yeah, he's on Baywatch. But yeah, he was huge in Germany. So
yeah, was he on Baywatch yet?
Yeah, he'd already been on Baywatch. But I didn't even know he had a singing career.
Yeah, but
over there he was gold, baby. He was gold. But they still had a piece of the wall up, and I think it strikes me that he was part of his act. He was dancing and singing on the top of the wall. So yeah, strange things.
Didn't he have a talking car?
Yes, he did. Knight Rider.
That was a different show. Yeah.
Yes.
I wasn't a regular Baywatch viewer. I think you could get everything you wanted to see in the opening credits and then turn to something else. Yeah.
They made slow motion more famous than NFL replays.
Oh, yeah. Woo! Yowza. Some pretty good-looking ladies on that show. Yeah.
And women probably thought there were some pretty good-looking guys on that show.
I'm sure that's true, too. I can't even tell you one of the guys, other than David. He was the star.
I can't remember either.
What was the gal that was kind of the female lead in that? What was her name?
Well, I remember Pamela Sue Anderson.
That's the one I'm thinking of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but there were several, and I can't remember all of them. All I know is I would get hit when I made a comment watching the show.
An elbow from Mrs. Ring.
The other side of the couch.
Oh. Watch it, bud.
All right, that's it for today's program, and we've got a special edition coming your way this afternoon at 1 o'clock. You know, we talked about the Columbus Air Show. We talked about the truck parade. Also happening this weekend, the opening of Tecumseh.
Right. Wow.
It's here. Summer is turned up.
Dialed up.
And we'll visit with Brandon Smith, the president and CEO of the Scioto Society, coming up at 1 o'clock. And he may be bringing a couple of guests with him so we can learn even more. So looking forward to that. That's coming up this afternoon at 1 o'clock here with another special edition of Litter Media Live.